Hi, this is Delia McCormick with Washington Fine Properties. My partners John Gregory, James Gregory, and I would like to welcome you back to our YouTube video channel on real estate matters. Before we begin, we'd like to point out 2 links on our blog. First, if you're thinking of selling, please click on Free Home Market Value Report. And if you're thinking of buying, you can click on Search All Properties Available for Sale. Our topic today is the as-is sale. Sellers will often ask us if they should sell their properties strictly as is. This is a great question, and I'd like to put it in context. In the DC metro area and the suburbs where we work, 95% of all transactions are conducted with a seller working with his own agent as a seller's representative. So this is a role that we frequently play in our business, and this is a service that we offer to sellers. We strategize with the seller from the beginning of the transaction all the way through to the very end. And the question of the as-is sale will be brought up early, and certain decisions will be made early on for the seller. So we feel that this question, should I sell as is, really has 5 components to it. Let me explain what those components are. The first is the seller may be wondering, can I simply put the house on the market as it is today without making any repairs or any changes and just sell it the way it is? The second is, should I make some repairs that I know need to be made? For example, I know there's a leak in my roof. Should I do something about it now? The third is, should I put a little money aside for a repair that may come to my attention later on after we have a contract with a buyer? 4 is, should we advertise the home for sale as is? Should we just tell the whole world that that's how we want to sell the house? And number 5 is, when it comes to the contract, should we require language about as is being in the contract? That is, should we have an as is clause in our sale contract? So the answer to those questions would vary depending on the seller and the seller's needs and the nature of the house. In general, this is how we would answer them for our clients. When your home goes on the market, whether you know it or not, it's in a price war and a beauty contest. It's going to be compared by the buyers with every other property they're looking at on the market. They're going to be looking at similar properties in the same price range and the same area as your house. And the condition and the presentation will have to measure up pretty well with those other properties for your house to sell and for it to sell well. Regarding any repairs that you think you should make, we would suggest going ahead and making those. And the reason is this: at some point in the sale, you'll probably have an inspection. The buyer will gain the right to an inspection. It's better to preempt the items that the inspector is going to find. Have those items done up front. In some cases, we even recommend a pre-inspection for the seller. Now, the buyer's inspector may find some items in his inspection that you hadn't anticipated. And it's good to have a little bit of money set aside in anticipation of having to make repairs of this nature. The reason is that by now we have a contract, and we wouldn't want our contract to fall apart for a minor repair item. Then regarding whether we're going to advertise the house for sale as is or whether we're going to require as is language in the contract, again, that's a very individualized choice. Our caution on those 2 items would be that a house that is sold strictly as is from the start will often command less money than a house that is sold otherwise. And our goal in working with our sellers is always to get them as much money as we possibly can for the house, but at the same time, making the transaction go smoothly. I hope that discussion is helpful to you. Please remember that we are here at any time to help you with your real estate needs. We can be reached at 301-977-7273 or 240-447-7701. Please call us today for a free consultation. We look forward to working with you, and thank you for listening. Talk to you soon.